Mark, the way you dominated particularly the first half hour of that game, you must be really frustrated by the outcome.
I'm disappointed with the scoreline, but that's all I'm disappointed with. And you know, I think the performance was absolutely top draw. I think we were brilliant. The only thing we didn't do is take one of those chances. If we didn't take one of those chances, the game is totally different, and that's the disappointment. You know, whether we like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not, we are a work in progress. You know, we've got to. This is the championship in a nutshell. You know, but we've got to learn from it, and we've got to learn to be sharper and more ruthless and take our chances when they come. I mean, we've had some brilliant play. Ben Sheaf's at the crossbar, Matty Godden's at the crossbar. We've had another one that's flashed wide. Or, you know, there are so many different opportunities to take the lead, and we just haven't taken one of them. And you know you're at risk of then a little bit of quality from them, and they've had some injuries, but they're a really decent team. They are the highest pressers, the highest pressers in the division, barring none at the moment, and you can see they changed it. So Jason Knight's been away on international duty. We've got a couple of those ourselves. One or two injuries, as everybody knows. They've got a load of injuries, like everybody knows. And they brought Aidan Roberts off. They bring Knight on. They change the shape. Then we've got to find a different way of playing out. And then we got a little bit surprised by, and we shouldn't have been, because that's what we worked on, their press. But we've got to be better. And then we've got to find the man where we're not chewing the ball long, and then it becomes a fight, because that isn't necessarily us, but midfield players have got to find different spaces to work in. And then when I've got the injuries that I've got, the tactical side of the game becomes more difficult, because really we could have done with an extra midfield player today to try and combat what they were doing. Man for man in there, could have needed to try and do something different, but just didn't have it. I think we should be talking about, and rightly so, we should be talking about a brilliant away performance. And it's difficult to do that when you've conceded a rubbish goal, and they've come away, you know, with a good feeling, and we've got the feeling that yes, it was an outstanding performance, and we can take loads forward with it, but we haven't got the 3 points, and that's the disappointment for me, because the dominance was such that we should have seen that game through.
It's hard to put it into words really right now. You know, after such a dominant, especially in the first half, what was a really good performance, and you know, to not stick those chances away that we had, and then obviously second half we knew they were going to come out and be better than the first, but still saying that, I think we dominated large parts of the second half as well, and still had a few chances. But yeah, you know, we've got to look at the positives. We come away from home and dominated 75% of the game really, and like I said, if we'd have put our chances away in that first half hour or so, we could be looking at being 4-5-0 up. So yeah, you know, in these games the first goal is really important, and yeah, we've just been punished by a disappointing set play in the end.
I was going to say, it's probably the most dominant I've seen Coventry in the first half this season.
Yeah, you know, it's a pleasing first half performance, especially, and overall it's a decent performance. But you know, the 3 points is what matters. But you know, we're still gelling together as a team a little bit, and maybe that showed in some spells. But you know, like I said, we've got to look at the positives and what was a really decent away performance apart from the result.